time for the nitty-gritty. Conversations be real live, it's time for the nitty-gritty. The revolution's not televised, it's time for the nitty-gritty. Reaching out to your conscious mind, it's time for the nitty-gritty. More than talking, we're taking action, it's time for the nitty-gritty.
Yo, what's up? We live. IG, we live. What's good? Got a new, that ain't no new face, man. It's a familiar face, man. Familiar faces like the Backyard Band, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We got Stephen Powell back on TNGS Live!
Love that energy.
Yeah.
Love that.
Stephen Powell's back, y'all.
Love that energy, man.
Kat couldn't be here, unfortunately. She lost her voice. Like this weather, when it changes on y'all, man, it'll do you in. It will. It will really do you in. Poor thing was supposed to sing at an event and all of that, and she lost her voice, so she's not gonna be with us today. But she with us. She just not with us. Voice is gone, but she with us. Kat right here. She right here. You know what I'm saying? She right here. You know, voice is gone though. So yeah, we live with TNGS in the den. Yeah, we in the den, y'all. We call this the den of creativity. Alright? Yeah, new background, all of that.
It's very, very nice. Loving the new vibes. I know the vibes. I'm feeling the vibes.
Yeah, it's a vibe out kind of room, you know what I'm saying? We got a little inspiration everywhere, all that. Yeah, we got lights and everything.
Yeah, man.
And we own all of it.
It's very groovy.
We don't got to split with nobody.
It's a groovy set, man.
It's a groovy set.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Feeling good. We gonna go. Kat like talking about y'all need to hurry up. Like I'm giving everybody to 8 o'clock to log in. I got some Tiffany Goucher playing. Tiffany Goucher is dope. For anybody haven't heard of them. I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna switch on some Christmas music real quick. Cause we gonna talk about Christmas today. We're gonna talk about Christmas. We're gonna talk about reparations.
Okay.
All right. This conversation came with Mark Lamont Hill. You know, so with comments that he made, the Palestine thing. So it's like, you know, how reparations is more just a black thing in America. It's a global phenomenon, right? And it's not just about blacks in America. We got Native Americans, right? You know what I'm saying? Whole culture pretty much killed off by measles and germs, right? And then like they were actually sought after. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like literally slaughtered, genocide.
Yeah.
So we gonna talk about all of that. We're gonna talk about, you know, the holidays. We're gonna talk about Cardi B, Offset.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, cats is trying to get their girl back. I didn't see real life posts of cats like posting their old boo thing, trying to get her back. They're like, if Offset can do it, I can do it. It hasn't been successful Offset yet, but I mean, you put yourself out there though. That's real dope. It doesn't. Got this PJ going, PJ Christmas. My man General Giant on. What's up?
What's going on, General Giant?
Yeah, he was dropping a lot of knowledge last episode.
Yeah.
So definitely happy to have that feeling back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Christmas be knocking. That PJ. I'm gonna play this a little loud before we get. Yeah. If you in the DMV, your man PJ gonna get the Kennedy Center for Valentine's Day. Take your lady, make a baby. Yeah.
Wow.
No, I mean, he got his album gumbo. You know what I'm saying?
But you're not making a baby this song, are you?
Maybe not this song, but I mean, hey, Let It Snow, Boys the Men.
That's a wild single.
I'm just saying. You know,
That's a wild single.
you put yourself in a boat under the tree. That's all right.
That's great.
Hey.
That's great.
I'm just saying.
That's a wild
How y'all think when September babies get here? Christmas conception, right? September babies, October babies, right? Libras. That's like what? Christmas conception, right? Yeah, your parents are smashing on Christmas. I know that's not something that somebody want to think about.
Right.
All right, it's 8 o'clock, and we about to go live. It's your boy JD Costa, and with me, I got the one and only Stephen Powell. Say what's up, Steve.
What's going on, everybody? Good to be back. Good to see my man Juan.
Yeah, man. Good to have you, bro.
Man, absolutely. Thanks
we got him in the den. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I'm loving the new set, man. I'm really loving the new set. It's very nice.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Everything is coming up for you guys, man. I'm really happy to see the growth for sure.
Yeah. You know, we here, we live. You know what I'm saying? We got IG going over here. We got Facebook going over here. And then for those that can't catch it live, don't worry, we're going to hey, we got the McKinneys on, our favorite couple, coming straight out of KC, baby. Yeah, and for those that don't catch us live, you know, of course, we got the camera in the back reporter for YouTube. I'll repost tonight, I promise you. So, you know, that's what's up. Oh, first time tuning in. We got a virgin to the audience, excuse me. So that's what's up. We got Lena Starworth. Appreciate to have you. So we going to kick this thing off. We're talking about 4 different things today. We're going to talk about reparations, because that conversation of reparations is broader than just the African American experience, even though it's something we haven't quite received yet here in America. But, you know, considering what happened with Mark Lamont Hill, so we want to get into that. We want to talk about how the holidays just aren't the same anymore. You know, like, I don't know. I think we were the last generation to enjoy Christmas. You know, that Home Alone generation. If you was a kid when Home Alone came out, you might have been the last people to actually enjoy Christmas. The anticipation, toys, real toys that kids play with.
Wow.
You know, actually able to go outside and floss about your toys, because these days it's an Xbox. You know, we don't get into that. Also, you know, we wanted to talk about Cardi B and Offset, and not that we really care about Cardi B and Offset, but what does this mean? Because so many people are so hyper ignited by social media and what celebrities are doing. So what does this mean for people, I guess, going into 2019? Are we gonna? I've already seen posts of people trying to get their boo thing back.
Oh, based off what
just happened? Because of what Offset did. So they're like, man, you know, Offset do it, I do it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, publicity, yeah. And then also, you know, we want to talk about, hey, what was the other subject? So I got one more other thing we're supposed to be talking about tonight.
You got reparations, Cardi B, Offset,
Christmas ain't the same.
And
there's something else. There's a 4th one out there.
It is a 4th one.
Yeah.
We just talked about it.
Yeah, we did.
Hold on, let me see if I...
Yeah, I sent you the notes.
Yeah, you did.
But yeah, so there's another thing we're going to talk about too, and we're going to get into that. Oh, King of R&B. How could I forget?
Oh, yeah.
King of R&B. Got to talk about the King of R&B. I know who the King of R&B is of all time, but we're going to get to that. And I want to get to... Huh?
It's Aubrey Graham.
Man, Drake? What? Look, yeah, we're going to get to that. Anyways, to start off, I might say that one for last so we can get the argument for real up in here. All right, but anyways, I think the first one, Team Cardi. First, I think, you know what? Lana, since you said that, let's talk about this Cardi B Offset stuff.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's go ahead. We'll start off a little like, you know, kind of heavy, kind of light, you know what I'm saying, midway, then we'll go heavy, then we'll go light. So, Cardi B, Offset. So everybody knows Cardi B recently, was this last week or the week before?
That she announced that they were last week.
It was last week, right?
Yeah.
So of course Cardi B goes online and she announces to the world, hey, we not together. I don't even know how I feel about that. I feel like people put too much business on social media. It's like, you didn't have to announce that to all of us, but I guess maybe she felt like she had to tell her fans.
Well, she even acknowledged today that their relationship was public. So I guess she did feel like she owed it to her fans, because she came out with something today that said she didn't want anyone bashing the father of her child, and you know, so she acknowledged that her relationship was public.
Oh, okay.
And so that's probably, you know, social media is an outlet for a lot of people.
That's true. That's true.
And so the accusations about Offset were made public. So
okay.
you know, I think her coming out and saying that it's over, you know, that's just, you know, she grew up as a social media influencer, so her life in the public eye isn't a foreign thing for her. So, you know, but you can tell she was definitely really hurt by his actions and everything like that for sure.
Yeah, and you know, it's kind of like, you know, guys, you know, we gotta do better out here. You know, if you have a lady you with, and you don't have to wait till you engage. If that's your girl, and that's the one you say you committed to, and let me put it like this for a lot of y'all, like, let's get blunt. If you can't imagine her doing what you're doing with another lady, with her doing that exact same act with another guy, then you shouldn't be doing it. You know what I'm saying? You're not, you know, come on, Slim. Let's cut it. Cut the games. I told somebody, you know, like he was, you know, doing dirt. And I was like, all right, so you know how you bragging about how you doing this with this young lady? What if somebody was doing that to your girl right at the same moment? And you know, this man looked like he's ready to swing on me like I'm the culprit. I'm like, look, I'm just giving you a hypothetical about how you would feel if the same act you're doing to ruin your girl's trust or to put her through, how would you feel if it was reversed and she doing the exact same thing?
I understand that, but I think more so, if you made a commitment to someone, it shouldn't take me thinking about what someone would do to me. I just want to honor that commitment just because. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. Cheating is corny.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to be around. Can I curse and shit like that?
I mean, it's TNGS Live, you know what I'm saying?
I don't even want to be around no niggas that cheat because they going to make me look bad. And then I got to worry about.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't even want to do that because I can't lie for you. I don't want to be involved.
When you're in a committed relationship, you can only hang with other couples. It's true, you can only hang with other couples. You know why? Because the second
you don't have to hang with other couples. You can hang with single people because they're single.
But they gotta be like, but they can't be the wild single.
They can be wild single because they're single. They live in honesty. I just don't want to be around niggas who cheat. I don't mind if you're single and you like to have fun. I can control myself. We can go out. You can go get your ride.
Nah, see, you can't even be.
I'm gone. Look, no, I'm saying this individual. I'm talking about me.
Yeah, you.
EYE. Do not want to be around no niggas who cheat. I don't have the time.
Yeah, I feel you because me personally, I'm not even trying to hang with too many single dudes if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? Because you that's the thing is you try to go out with the fellas. You might be doing something simple as bowling. But if your girl know you with that one wild dude that's been cutting up, you know what I'm saying? It's like she automatically going soon. You know, birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah, you do have to associate with those that are like-minded.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of like if you're trying to make $1 million, you can't be with somebody who's buying every pair of Jordans that come out.
This is a fact.
You know, like I know cats that got every Jordan, but it's like I don't see no closet that you store those in.
Wow.
So what are you doing? You know? Wild. Yeah, people will put more money in the things that they wear or drive than what they put in the house. So you gotta be careful though. Like the people you come around, and I wonder, like being in the industry, Offset, what does that do? Like the peer pressure of maybe the other Migos or other cats around that you torn with. You know, you got girls around you. You know what I'm saying? Hold up, I got my man Gentle Giant. I'm single. Married friends, wives in the past were mad, insecure when I was around or hanging out with their husbands. See, so it's a true point though.
You also then
that's my man Gentle Giant.
Then another question comes, Gentle Giant. Your male friends, what were they saying about you to their spouses to make them feel that way? Were they blowing it up? Were they saying, man, this nigga's out here doing all kinds of wild shit? Yeah. But you know me, babe. I was in the cut thinking about shit.
But you at the strip club.
Like, what were they saying about you? What were they saying about you to their spouses to make them? You know what I mean? Because that's another thing too. Because I'm telling you, a lot of dudes do that too, man. I don't even fuck with him like that. But you do, because that's your man.
That's your man's. But y'all be wilding together.
You're trying to size it to make it seem like he's the one causing all the trouble. You know what I mean? So
feel you. So we got a comment off the IG. Gentle Giant said, "I don't do the strip club thing. I had a cousin the same way too." Feel you. And then Lana from the McKinleys, you know what I'm saying, our favorite couple. She said Offset isn't sorry and he shouldn't embarrass his wife.
That's 100%.
Yeah, because you know what? It says something about if a dude gets caught in the act versus, maybe find out about some past stuff. But I mean, doing wrong is doing wrong. Period. It's foul.
There's a problem, I think, with a lot of men. That there's no accountability for our actions.
Yeah, that's true.
Like initially when this whole thing came out about him trying to have a threesome with these two young ladies, he came out with the thing that said y'all won, indicating that it was the internet's fault that he got caught. Mm-hmm. Well, you wouldn't have gotten caught had you been doing the right thing to begin with.
True.
So instead of blaming the internet or the ladies for letting it leak or your circumstances, taking accountability for your actions can go a long way in repairing whatever relationship that you're trying to repair. And I also want to say that I've seen a lot of people advise this young lady to take him back due to, like the game put something up about the destruction of the black family, right? But
who destroyed that black family?
Thank you. You can't ask a woman to continue to put up with embarrassment, heartbreak, pain, just to keep a family together. In my opinion, a broken family is one that isn't at peace or healed from despair. Like so she's gonna stay with this guy and still be in pain and still not be able to trust and love accordingly. That's a broken family.
Yeah, and the kids pick up on that. They pick up on that tension between the mom and the dad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they know.
Kids know.
My man Gentle Giant again. He says I'm a good looking dude. All right, shoot your shot to all the ladies that's watching. I feel you. But then he said they automatically assume because I'm an attractive guy that I'm influential in getting women or hooking their husbands up with the women. Well, that's crazy. You know, so you just guilty by you just living your life.
He just guilty just by existing.
Yeah, he's just guilty by being fly. They like, ain't no way that fly brother walk up into the spot and y'all ain't hollering at no girls. He in the weights room. He looking good and stuff. Ain't no way y'all ain't hollering at nobody. You got this single Bama rolling with you. He tall and everything.
Okay, I feel
yeah, I feel you. It's hard. It's hard looking good. I feel you, bro. I feel you. But like, you know, but that's serious. Like, and I mean, it's crazy though. Like social media's response. You know, people trying to tell someone, we don't know all the inner workings of the Offset Cardi B relationship. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when you're on the outside looking in, how can you tell anybody to not stay or to stay? You know?
True.
You mean like some stuff you gotta let individuals, like I understand their whole life is in the public, like you mentioned earlier, that she commented about that, but at the same time, it's still their life. Let them decide what they're gonna do. And if she decided to stay with them, man, that's her business. If she decided to leave him, that's her business. But I don't think we could chime in and tell somebody how to make a major decision just because they're a celebrity we like to enjoy their music or watch, whatever.
Social media has definitely provided an outlet where we as a collective group of people can be more invested in some of our favorite artists or actors, their personal lives. And a lot of times it's to their own detriment. You know what I mean? It's really hard for a celebrity who has all of their personal life on social media and all these other things going on to then ask for privacy. Yeah. Like once you've opened that box up, I think it's kind of hard to go.
You can't really close it.
And I, you know what? I'm not saying they shouldn't have it. I'm not saying if you're going to do something personal, you want privacy. But once you've allowed people to see all the good, they definitely want to see all the bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Cause it's the movie that everybody wants to see. They want to see the rise and fall of a star, right? My man, Gentle Giant, ladies. He is 6'3", 255 pounds. Said he can't help the way people think. But if you're single, ladies, hit up Gentle Giant on his IG. Matter of fact, let me give you the exact IG. It is Gentle Giant 31 on IG. Look him up, ladies. He's single. You know what I'm saying? And he got a lot of good sense. He be on this show, like talking good sense on IG. I like it. But you know what? I'm gonna go to even deeper conversations. Reparations, right?
Okay.
So everybody knows that Mark Lamont Hill just got fired from his job at CNN because they felt like he made comments that were
anti-Semitic by asking for free Palestine from Israeli. I wouldn't say torture, but he compared it to some an apartheid, like it was in South Africa.
But if you ask the people on the Palestinian side, how they would say that's how they feel.
So this is my opinion. I don't have any knowledge of this, but this is what I feel. Mark Lamont Hill is pretty close to Farrakhan. Yeah. Right. And if you know anything about the inner wide Louis Farrakhan's view on Judaism and Jewish people as a whole, you know, it's pretty radical. It's distinct. Mm-hmm. So when Mark Lamont Hill makes that statement to the United Nations, I'm pretty sure those at CNN, because we're in such an ultra-sensitive time, feel like, well, not only is this statement something that we can't stand by, but this statement plus his allegiance to Louis Farrakhan is something that we probably can't stand, mm-hmm. right? Because it comes off as anti-Semitic. But the only thing he said was he wants a free Palestine. If you know anything about the Palestinian people and how they're treated, how the Muslims and Christians are treated by the Jewish people of Israel, then yes, a free Palestine is something that we all should ask for if we believe in human rights.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I think, you know, Martin Luther King said it best, an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. Right. And I think too often we get caught up in our own world and our own lives and the things that are going on. I think sometimes we think of only our own struggle and we forget that there's other people struggling out there. Like, we forget that slavery is still going on in parts of Africa.
You can care about black people and other people too.
Exactly. Yeah, you can
do both.
Yeah,
you can fight for human rights for not just only young people, but if you see another oppressed group of individuals that don't have appropriate representation, you can stand in the gap for those individuals too.
Exactly, and I think that's why we wanted to talk about this issue, because I think too often no one ever looks over the fence and say, "Man, those people are hurting too."
Oh, yeah.
And that's not a call just for black people to do better, right? That's a call for the LGBT community to do better, right? That's a call for Hispanics to do better. That's a call for the Orient. That's a call for those in Africa and South Africa primarily, dealing with issues of racism down there. That's a call to those dealing with nationalism and Brexit, in Britain, whether it's Palestine, whatever, Algerians in France. This is this struggle of being oppressed or, monetized in a way that your efforts don't mean as much as the next person. This is a human condition that we need to fix. And the world is too small to keep this up. I think back in the 1920s it was easier because, we didn't have the knowledge of this group is going through that, this group is going through that. But nowadays it's like internet has made the world real small.
Yeah, you have the information available.
Yeah, definitely.
Jamaicans are fighting for reparations or some type of acknowledgement from Britain. So,
yeah, exactly.
There's so many other, oppressed peoples throughout history that are fighting for the right to be heard, the right to be equal. To your point, you can do both. If you believe in human rights, you believe in the rights for all folks. You
exactly.
Still put your people first. It doesn't mean we have to disregard the struggle for everyone else.
Exactly. So it says something though, about that, and then because certain groups, they're making their ways. Like you say, it's at a point now. You say the F word. We said this last show, but I'm bringing it up again. We said this last week. If you say the F word, you out of there in media. You say something that's anti-Semitic, you out of there. But you can say the N word, and then, i.e. Bill Maher, you just have Ice Cube come on, shook you up a little bit, and you still in there. You still making money. You'll never lose that show.
Yeah.
And I understand, Bill Maher been a dope dude, hits on a lot of things that actually support the black community. But you could have been the same person, say something that's viewed as anti-Semitic, and you out of there. You get no second chance. Nobody comes on to grill you to say, hey, you messed up. But you still got a job. No, you out of there. One mess up.
And those supporters of Bill Maher, I think Bill Maher too would probably tell you, look at the context. But in my opinion, there's no context to derogatory statements. When you say it, it's wrong.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Unless you're a part of that community that has, in the words of a lot of our leaders, dismantled the power of said word. You understand what I mean? But if you are not part of that particular community and you use that word, there's no context to derogatory statements, especially in the sensitive time that we're in. And I think another thing too, if you have something to lose, whether you're in the public eye or anything like that, at this point in time, you have to be cognizant of that. You can't be haphazardly saying things because you feel like it shouldn't be wrong to say it.
Yeah.
It is wrong. So you say it and you face the consequences of it. All of that is on you.
Yeah, facts.
Period.
Yeah, you come out your mouth, you gotta deal with the consequences. To IG, right? My man said, they control the media. He said they can't use Mark anyhow. He isn't effective like a Kanye or a D-Ray. I feel you where you're coming from there.
Oh, the notorious they.
Yeah. Now, they.
We know who they are.
But we know who they are. And then, hey, Miss K. She said, nobody's oppressed like black people. No other race brings awareness to this. We must invest in our own cause first, priority. And I feel what you're saying there. And I will say this much. You can't help but prioritize your family and those in your community. So, charity always starts at home, right? There's a lot of people that go out there wanting to save the whole world, but if you can't save your own family first, if you can't go to do these things within the people that look just like you or share your name, share your blood, then how can you go out and save another cause? I do agree with that, but why?
Doesn't mean you can't care about others.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you can't care about others. Doesn't mean that when we march, we can't be like, well, we haven't fixed it yet. Just because it's not solved doesn't mean we can't go outside of ourselves and help someone else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I would say that.
I definitely believe putting the black struggle first.
Yeah.
I'm a firm.
Because I'm a black man, I can't help it.
I'm a firm believer in that, right? It's just how I was raised, but it doesn't mean I don't feel or I'm not empathetic to the plight of other oppressed peoples, whether it be in America or beyond. Like when you look at the border situation, I feel for those individuals. However, I'm like, okay, I would love to help them, but to that young lady's point, I really want to get us right first.
Yeah.
So.
And then I had General Giant made a point, so I got comments on Facebook and IG. General Giant made a good point. He said, Jews help Jews, Asians help Asians, and we do see that. But they're able to. We do see some Jewish people take on other, mantles of discrimination and all that. But they do take care of their own first.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's because of the work they do within their own that they can actually go out and do anything in the first place sometimes.
When we talk about communities taking care of their own, we talked about this, I think about a year ago, about how the I won't say all Asians, right? Because Asians is a large continent mixed up with a lot of folks. But when you look in this area, right, or you go to
at least in America,
and you see cleaners and everything, there are certain groups of ethnic folks that come into America as a unit and pull all of their money together to not only help those that are here, but to also send
back home to wherever they're from. Yeah, right. And we see that a lot there. I think they said the dollar within the Asian community, it travels that community 12 times before it leaves it. And
our dollar in our black community, as soon as it comes in our hand,
it goes out. So it says something to that about the finances of where it goes. Lana had a question, and I want to throw this out to the people in IG. This is Lana from Lana McKinney from Facebook. She said, "Do you think the consequences should be universal?" And I'm a little sure. I don't think she's referring to like derogatory remarks made. Should the consequences be universal? So therefore, should we look at someone who made a homophobic term maybe 6 years ago the same way that someone makes a racist term 6 years ago?
So here's my answer to that.
All right.
And I gotta be careful when I say this, right? Because we're in a sensitive time. I have seen in the past 3 or 4 years that the LGBTQ community has likened their struggle to the struggle of African Americans as it relates to not only slavery but Jim Crow, how we're treated by the police, and in my opinion, there is no comparison. Not to take away from the struggle of being gay or trans or whatever the case may be, but in my opinion, historically, there is no comparison. Yeah. So do I think the consequences should be universal? I can't say that I do think that, and I know for a fact it isn't, because to Juan's point, if you say something to homosexual or about homosexual folks that are derogatory versus saying something about me, then we know what's going to happen. That person may get a slap on the wrist or a tap on the head, that's a no-no. But on the other hand, you lose your ability to host an award show. Yeah, and I mean, so it's kind of like have that same energy. So do I think it should be universal? Yes. But being a realist, I understand how this particular country operates. So I'm not holding my breath for anything like that. Yeah, exactly. It probably ain't going to happen. IG is lit right now. I got to go to IG real quick. All right. So General Giant was just saying, more like whites help whites, Latinos help Latinos. Hey, Miss K's on there again. She said, no other race protests or speaks on our injustice. We must worry about our cause only. All right. She says, Gentle Giant, exactly. She's agreeing with him. They was getting down on here. She said, Gentle Giant speaks to collectivism. He also said, something originally we practiced going back to ancient times. And she's saying also she agrees. So they lit on the IG right now. And they standing firm on the fact that we should put ourselves first as a black community. And I understand like how they feel. I mean, this is echoed when you look at people that we look up to like Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey. They felt the same way in their practices that we should look at first the needs of the black community. I think what me and Steven are both agreeing on is that you can be pro-black, but our approach doesn't ever have to come off anti something else. And I think that's the difference. And if I could talk about like the difference between universal thoughts, right? That's the difference between saying white power and black power.
Black power has never been a slogan of.
It's not rooted in racism.
Yeah, it's not rooted in hate for someone else.
Black power is rooted in pride. White power is rooted in oppression and hate.
Exactly. You know, it follows the thought processes of nationalism, where they feel like they're better than the next person. You know, and that's the problem with nationalism. That's the problem with comments like white power, and that's why black people can say black power, or brown people can say brown power, and it's never taken as a sign of hate, because the only thing they're trying to say is we're trying to uplift our already oppressed, already, you know,
So for me, in my opinion, right, racism is systematic. It's not just you being called the N-word by a bunch of white kids or whatever the case may be. It's you being denied for a job.
Yep.
It's you being denied for a home loan. Mm-hmm. It's you being denied for a small business loan, right? It's you being not only accosted but harmed and possibly killed by police, right? So the racism that we face as African Americans and even some other brown people,
Native Americans too.
So can black people be racist? In my opinion, no, because we don't control anything.
Yeah, you gotta.
I can't.
Where's the instant?
I can't stop. I can't stop a Caucasian individual from getting a job based on their ethnic background, but that person can do that to me.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
because they control the establishment, I say this all the time. The most coveted inheritance that white America has, whether it be wealth or anything like that, is their whiteness.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
No, facts.
So when they tell us to pick ourselves up by our bootstraps because, you know, they worked hard and everything like that, well, okay, that's fine, but you've already inherited the ability to be white in America. So by you and I born on the same day, you're already 10 steps ahead of me because you're white.
Because the laws was written that we were 3/5 of man anyway. So obviously being white has something to it. So there's facts to that. I know there's some people that get mad hearing what Steven said, but the facts are, if we were all created equal according to American law, the Constitution, why did they have to even make an amendment for us to be treated as a whole? Why was there amendments made for white women to get the ability to approach? Obviously, being a white man was something to be coveted from a sake of rights. So, I mean, the facts are there. If someone can get mad about that, but it is what it is. Go on to IG real quick. General Giant says, what would white power have without white power? I like that. He said, and then Miss K came back on. She said, our unity is only considered. She said, hold up, let me make sure I'm reading it right. She said, our unity is only considered. Meanwhile, other races put their race first, but no one labels their unity as anti. Black unity is the only unity that is labeled anti everybody else.
I'm going to tell you why that is. Because our unification, our ability to collaborate and come together as a people is frightening.
Yeah.
So that's why it's looked at as anti. That's why you have programs like the Hip Hop Police, the COINTELPRO, and all these things going back from the days of J. Edgar Hoover. Black unity is looked at as anti because if it disrupts the establishments that have been put in place to oppress us, then everything's going to go to shit.
Yeah. I mean, it changes everything. Like, I mean, even when you think about some of the wars we've engaged in, I mean, when you look at, you know, I don't care if it's from a communist angle, from an allied angle, or, you know, capitalism, you know, it's to keep certain powers in place. You know, there's balance there. And that's why, if you look at the map of areas in Europe, and for the most part North America, has stayed the same over the last 100 years, right? But if you look at the map, if you look at Africa, what was once the Congo, then the Republic of Congo, if you look at South America, how that map has changed. Once this country was considered this, now this country is this. If you see the change of regimes from time to time in those areas, it's because powerful nations have come and disrupted that thing at their own will, on whatever they want to. Same thing goes for the Middle East in that regard. Those maps have changed so much over the last 100 years, we can't really say that about Western culture maps. They, for the most part, kept their integrity the whole time because they have the power. And it's always been set up to make sure that they have a puppet in place that supports whatever role that this Western power is trying to push or control in that region. You know? So there's some truth to that. I don't want to belabor the point, but I think what it comes down to, I think what we're getting the consensus from us is black people especially, we got to start looking more so to ourselves to enrich ourselves. We got to do better for each other. We got to love each other more. We got to spend money on each other. We have to invest. We can't be worried about trying to outshine the next person. We got to uplift. And at the same time, in doing so for all our other listeners, just because somebody wants to support black, just because somebody wants to be pro-black, don't take that as an affront to you. It's not an attack against your whiteness, your brownness, whatever your faith or religion may be. It's just saying, you know, we're trying to take care of ourselves. The same way that your community's already taking care of itself.
And let me just say this: the fact that he feels like he even has to do that is a problem for me. So we're apologizing for having pride in our race. They don't do that shit.
Yeah, they really don't.
So why'd you say that?
I'm not apologizing.
I'm just saying.
I'm just trying to educate. I'm just trying to educate them because some of them stupid.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? They don't.
Like that.
You gotta educate the dumb folks.
I'm black.
Yeah.
I'm black.
And I think anybody that knows me knows I'm pro-black.
BLACK.
But you know, because what I want people to know is, because there's some folks, especially like from some regions of the United States, they be like, see, they're coming after us the same way. That's why we have the Ku Klux Klan. No, we ain't out here lynching no white boys. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to like bring ourselves up. That's all. But I mean, if you get offended by it, you're gonna be offended by it anyways. Y'all the same folks that don't believe in Obamacare, but then subscribe to the Affordable Health Care Act. Newsflash, they the same thing. Quick comment from Facebook, Christopher McKinney. He said, it's a challenge to the establishment power structure. Exactly, we agree there. And it should be expected to that last comment. Moving on to the next one, right? This seems like a simple conversation, but I think it goes back to what we were talking about with Cardi B and Offset, and just like how social media is changing how we all, you know, like communicate. But I feel like Christmas is not the same.
Oh, we all the black talk.
Oh yeah, I was switching up.
Oh, okay.
I was switching up. Unless we got more comments, so let me check IG real quick.
Okay. I didn't know we was done.
Yeah, hold up. Yeah. I think we got all the IG comments.
All right, so now we're going back to...
Oh yeah, no. One thing that General Giant said, I will say this. He said, the offended are in fear because it takes away from their power. And then, so on to the next thing, he said, F Christmas.
General Giant sound like Huey Newton.
Yeah.
General Giant ready to get it cracking.
I got a lot of, look, exactly, right? I got a lot of thoughts towards Christmas. For one, I'm just saying from like, I don't know, from the standpoint of what Christmas is supposed to be, I don't really walk with Christmas like that. So shout out to FBG, First Baptist of Glen Arden, if you're in the DMV area. They had their uncut story of Christ or whatever. It was a dope. Yeah. They've been doing it for like the last 10 years. It's a dope production.
It is very nice.
It's a
real play.
It is nice because the characters probably look more like the characters looked back then because it's a black church, so it's a lot of black folks in the play. But it's dope. Great production. I think they have like over 100 people involved in it. Yeah. Shout out to James Murphy. Shout out to Tasha Cobbs. Shout out to I forgot his name. He's like the older brother from the Walls group. They were all in this play. It was great. If you have a chance, go check it. But going to the real, we know that Jesus wasn't born December 25th. I think all of us here in this chat are educated enough to know that he was more than likely born in like September some time frame. Palestinian winters are way too cold for them to have been born in December. Also, if we just throw out some real knowledge out there, the only reason why we use December 25th is because the Catholic Church at the Council of Nicaea decided to make it December 25th to better fall in line with the pagan holiday of the birth of Dagon, which was historically December 26th.
And you just say you think everybody knows that.
Everybody don't know that.
I was about to say.
I think most folks in this chat know that,
knows that,
right? And maybe I'm offending some of the Christians here. This doesn't take away from the immaculate birth of Christ. All I'm trying to do is add to your knowledge of in the historical context of how it all went down. Just know that when the whole December 25th phenomenon is to make Christianity better gel with paganism back then, and that's why I celebrated at this time frame. All right, that's all I'm saying. If you get offended, just go read a book. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna tell you the same thing. This is not me trying to rewrite history. This is just, you know, years of reading books. You know, nerd power. So with that out the way about Christmas, I understand it's a quote unquote magical time of the year. A lot of people have a good time, but I feel like Christmas is more so stressful these days than any other time. I mean, and maybe it's always been that way, but I remember when we were kids, I feel like Christmas used to be more family focused. You know, this time of year, should I say? I'm not trying to put all the onus on Christmas and Santa Claus and all that bull crap, but I felt like families did more with each other. I think there's no, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's just, you know, it's just out the window. Nobody really cares.
In my personal opinion, I think holidays in general have been propped up to a who can top this event. Right?
Yeah.
Who can do more? When you look at the baby showers and
the baby showers are ridiculous, man.
And the proposals and no one, and I'm not speaking of anyone specifically, but no one seems to be celebrating the holiday just for themselves. And it is stressful because a lot of us don't have the funds to do what we would like to do in order to participate in the commercial side of Christmas.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is stressful. You know, that those few weeks leading up to that one day of celebration is stressful for those of us who really can't do what you want to do in order to participate and not feel left out of the commercial celebration. So it's just a what can I just saw this, so I need to do this now, or I just heard Juan did this for his such and such, so I need to make sure I'm up here with it. So you know what I mean? It's a popularity contest. So you're right. It's not. Christmas is even the commercial. You know, listen. When I was a kid, I enjoyed the commercial aspect of it. You know, I watched Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I got a couple of gifts, whatever my mom could afford.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Her being a single black mother, right? So I enjoyed those things too. But as I've gotten older and understood that it's only one day from a commercial standpoint, I've put less pressure on myself to be able to deliver on something that's only going to last for 24 hours. Yeah,
it's crazy. General Johners, he put out there, he's like, look, there's so much death and sacrifice that happens around the holidays. That's true. From a historical standpoint, that's always been the case. The winter solace, the celebration of Samhain, always happened. Business, he called the baby showers business showers. That's true. And he said we need to have black business showers instead. But that's true. I was talking about this the other day. I think me and Kat was talking about this. How not just the baby shower, but the child first birthdays. There's people out there that spend thousands of dollars on these kids' birthdays, and I know they see the housewives do it, the Married to Medicine people, they do it. But that's I'm sorry, a child at 1 year old, I have kids. They don't remember what I got them last year for Christmas or their birthday, and they, got in their right mind enough that they can remember. I know they don't remember their first birthday. You know what I'm saying? So why are you spending $10,000 on a 1 year old birthday? He don't remember. He has no recollection of that.
What I'm about to say is going to be contradictory because I'm about to really contradict myself. Number one, if you got it to spend, spend it. It's your money.
Hey.
Number two, that shit is ridiculous.
It is.
That kind of money on shit like that is ridiculous.
I mean, if you got that kind of money, and I guess if you got that kind of money, hopefully you have a 529 plan invested. But I can guarantee you not all of them do. So,
A what?
Hold on.
You talking about investments, man? The birthday is celebrated Prince Cuban and Carolina the first year.
All right.
Do we have anybody from Child Protective Services?
Yeah.
We need a CPS.
Look, I get it. The child made it the first year, but I'm sorry. That's a lot of money. And I tell you this, I bet you actually I know for a fact, a lot of these people spending all that money on these birthday parties and all that, you know what? Their money is not together. Shout out Sven. Sven, what's up, bro?
Oh, Sven.
Sven. I hope you join in. I need you to stay on when we get to this R&B conversation.
Yes, King.
Yeah, what up? Yeah. But for real, we definitely need to do something better about that. But I would like the holidays. While I might not get into it from, I don't know, down to all the practices of the holidays. I have my own personal reasons. I stated that earlier. But I would like us to take advantage of the fact that our jobs are typically giving us time off. depending on what area you are in life. Because when I was in retail, you was working your behind off. But where I'm at now, you tend to get a little bit more free time during the holidays. If you have the time.
What Juan is saying is Juan got bread.
Nah, I'm not saying that at all.
Juan got long money.
I ain't saying that at all. So
when you want to,
I'll do that back up that message.
So General Giant,
he got the long money.
So General Giant, if you need somebody to fund a new Black Panther uprising, make sure you hit on Juan.
Look. Yeah, don't listen to that, man. Like that's not me. But the holidays, I would like to see us get back to a place to where if you have the free time, if the holidays allow you time to spend more time with your family, spend time with your family. Let's turn off the TV, turn off the Xbox, pull out the Monopoly board, pull out the chess board. Let's play Candyland. Let's play Taboo. You looking like they ain't doing that.
That's corny as shit.
But that's good fun. Look, but you know what? No, straight up though. My family every year, every holiday, we play Monopoly. And guess who won this past year? Yeah, Jada Costa did. I'm still the king. You know what I'm saying? They all came for me again, and I still beat them. But I'm talking about everybody played. My dad played. My mom played. My brothers played. Now we get the kids playing. Our significant others, they play with us too. You get what I'm saying? Like it's a big thing. It's a ritual. We do it every year. Me and the kids, we play chess. You know what I'm saying? Families still do this, and guess what? Black families do it too. You know what I'm saying? I'm a testament to that.
Off topic. I think more Black kids should learn how to play chess.
Yeah.
I like that.
Look, I'm gonna put this out there. Proven fact: when you play chess, it helps your audible skills, it helps your computation skills, and your reasoning skills. Yeah. So chess is good for you. So shout out to my mama, Mamie.
That's dope.
Mamie Alta, I love you.
Yes, you play chess
mama.
With kids, man.
Yeah. They're pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna beat me one day. I'm hoping that they beat me before I beat my dad. I was 18 the first time I beat my dad. I'm hoping that they can manage to do it by 16. That's a challenge. Yeah. Let me see. The holidays should be a time for us to come up with a business idea. General Giant said, forget spending time with family. He's like, let's get this bread during the holidays. I feel you. And he said, or pay dues for a business for someone and the family. I like that. I like those ideas.
General Giant want to get that Black Wall Street back.
My mom said she wants her revolution funded. I got you. Just let me keep working. We're going to make this thing happen. We are. But our final topic, because I don't want us to be on past an hour. We try to keep it under the hour. We've been on 42 minutes now. We're going to talk about this King of R&B business. So, was it last week, Kat? Was it last week that Jaquez said he was the King of R&B? Right? It was like last weekend. Slim, I don't even know that one Jaquez song. And when I heard him on Soul Train, I was like, this dude trash. He tried. He was straight garbage. This dude couldn't sing one lick. And I'm around real singers all the time. For one, Kat can sing. You know what I'm saying? She hoarse right now. She can't even talk today. So, of course, we not like we putting you on the spot. But Kat can sing. We be around real singers.
Prayers up to Kat, by the way.
Yeah, prayers up to Kat. I hope that voice get better. You know what I'm saying? Gotta have you back. Yeah. But like real singers, like you have Mariah Carey back in her prime. Right now, she trash. She done messed up. She done messed up New Year's. I don't know how many times, and they keep on giving her chance at the chance.
Yo, that segue was wild. Mariah Carey right now, she trash.
Lana said, "Kat, we love you." You know what I'm saying? So you got all kind of love coming on Facebook, IG. But like, look, my man General Giant said, "Who?" He like talking about Jaquez. Like for real. Oh, and matter of fact, I gotta shout out Shiggy Show. Shiggy Show said something hilarious. He said that R. Kelly can't be the King of R&B because he's already the Pied Piper of R&B. He can't have two titles. I thought that was hilarious when he said it. And then shout out to my man, What Up G,
that just sounds
Jeremiah Phillips. He said that he thinks it's Ice JJ Fish. But of course he was being funny. But that was hilarious. And I had to shout him out because he's the first person to make that joke. A lot of people jocking my man's. He said it first. But who do you think is the King of R&B?
Well, it's important to note that he did say of his generation, and Jaquez, I think, is around roughly 23, 24.
Even of this generation.
So currently, in my opinion, I think the genres are so mashed up. I don't think there's a real lane for R&B.
That's what Diddy said. Nobody's even making R&B right now.
So obviously, I think there are several individuals who can lay claim to that, right? As disgusting as he may be, R. Kelly would probably be that.
Of all time? He's in the running of R&B of all time.
Well,
there's some other names you gotta bring up like Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, but I would say R.
so
Kelly's
I don't put Marvin Gaye in that because
you consider him more of a soul singer?
Marvin Gaye is a soul singer.
Okay.
Stevie Wonder is
Chris Brown. Cat whispered to me, Chris Brown.
Yeah, Chris Brown is a king. You know, and for all intents and purposes, as short as his individual run was, there were a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, where Bobby Brown was on every single radio station.
Bobby Brown had them hits, and after I watched the Bobby Brown story again, it was like, you know.
Lana said Luther Vandross.
Luther
Again, a little.
But he's more soul singer. I see what you're saying.
A little bit before R&B was known as, you know, R&B as we know it today.
So, General Giant said, I'm an 80s baby, so this little nigga talking crazy. I feel you. Let me say, a true Scorpio, he just got here. He can't be the king of anything but the same box.
That's her. She talking that bullshit.
Yo, that's hilarious though. Say he the king of the sandbox.
But is there one true king of any genre? I mean, R&B.
No, I mean because Michael Jackson the king of pop.
There's so many great artists. I will say this. Unfortunately for Jacquees, he's having a moment right now that's built off the song of another individual who happens to be a woman. So his most popular song at the moment is a
what
cover.
Song is that?
It's Trip. It's a cover
of
someone else's song.
I mean,
so whatever
that's how irrelevant he is. You have to educate me.
Whatever he's feeling right now because he's in the moment, it's not even off original music that he's either composed or recorded anything like that. You know what I mean? So it's not even his moment. He stole it from someone else.
General Giant said Prince. He said El DeBarge. Oh, I don't know if I would say El DeBarge or King of R&B.
You can't put Prince in the genre.
But all these people are better than Jacquees, so yeah. He brought up rap. He said Jay for rap. I agree with you there. Jay got rap on a lot. I think if you're gonna talk about anybody that might be better than him, you can bring up Nas. I really hate when people bring up Tupac and Biggie because it's like they're dead. That's a whole other conversation. I gotta stay on top with R&B. Yeah. So Finn, I knew Finn was gonna jump in up on here. He said if you're talking about this generation, then it's Chris Brown. And Cat, I already know how you feel about that. Chris Brown is dope, and I think a lot of people don't realize Chris Brown can actually sing. He can write. Hold up, now General Giant, we about to fight, man. He said, hell no. He said, not even Chris Brown. Who would be for this generation? Who is this generation? Not all time. Cat got her fist up. She ready to fight you. For this generation, who would be better than Chris Brown? Because I'm not going to say Trey Songz because he yodels. He's a Billy Goat. True Scorpio, you don't like that?
I mean, Chris Brown has carved out a lane for himself. I mean, in my opinion,
this man got a lot of albums.
In my opinion, he was one of the first ones that made rapping from a singer be cool.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if Chris Brown is true R&B anymore. I mean, he's definitely a singer. He definitely does D'Angelo's better than CB. Yeah, D'Angelo's better.
But I don't know if I would say D'Angelo is this time. D'Angelo is like the generation just before. Like you're gonna put D'Angelo next to like maybe Case and all them.
He wasn't a king either. I mean, you gotta think about the
he only had 2 projects.
The groups, the individual folks. There's so many other. I mean, the conversation can go on and on and on. But if we're talking about what are the metrics?
Okay, so as a group, she said Day 26. I'll tell you what group is killing Day 26. Drew Hill. From an R&B standpoint, Drew Hill killed everybody.
Day 26, Cat?
Day 26 was good, but they only had like an album and a half as far as recognizable.
I'm not saying that they're the best, but they were really, really good.
They were good, but I'm gonna put Drew Hill over them. Drew Hill just came out with another Christmas album last year that's going hard.
So I'm talking about technique.
And that was my next point. What are we talking about? Are we talking about ability? Are we talking about singing ability, sales, impact? What are the metrics?
I think it's a little bit of all inclusive, and Drew Hill got that. I like anybody. Look, if y'all don't.
Now you making a group that came.
No, I'm just saying. But I mean, it's gonna come up. I mean, if we are gonna if you talking about this generation, if you talking about R&B, you can't help but kind of mix it. And then this generation. As far as like R&B, there's a lot of cold people out there. They just don't. Their name is not put out, but they putting out cold stuff like Next Town Down. Next Town Down is dope.
I'm gonna tell you.
Look out from Grownish. King of R&B.
I'm gonna tell you the true King of
Oh
R&B.
yeah, yeah, but he's kind of like everybody else doing that mixed sound thing, and he sounds too much like Chris Brown to be mentioned. What's his name from Grownish? He was in Superfly.
Oh, I know you're talking
Help us
about.
out, people. What's his name?
Why we bringing him in this? He just as new as Jack Quincy. See, y'all doing too much bullshit, man.
Yeah. Hey, so Spin agreed with me. He said as far as Drew Hill, as far as a group, they have all of that.
Yeah,
and of course, Spin, you're a little biased though, but we're gonna let it slide because you're from Baltimore. Drew Hill from Baltimore. Shout out Drew Hill. I get it. Okay, I get it. But no, Chris Brown, I think for this generation, I think hands down, Chris Brown got it. If we say it for all time, I want to say Stevie, and I don't care what y'all think. Because Stevie inspired the Jodeci sound, the Case sound, the way like half of these cats was trying to sing. Like you think about Knocks Me Off My Feet, Stevie Wonder started all of that. So I'm gonna say Stevie Wonder's like of all time, Stevie.
I'm gonna say everyone's gonna have a different opinion because of the times that they grew up in. Their music is in the moment, right? So you remember if you like Luther Vandross, you remember when you heard all of his hits, right? You remember if you're a Chris Brown fan, you remember when you heard "Excuse Me, Miss" and "Take You Down." So it's going to be different. Really, R&B is one of those genres that really are based on how old you are.
I mean, yeah. Because you're going to tell your age when you say who you talking about.
Yeah, like D'Angelo, that means you early 90s.
Because somebody mama or grandmama talking about Peabo Bryson right now.
Right. I'm going to tell you who the true King of R&B is. You ready? Justin Timberlake.
Man, you don't get him out of here. Look, you just got to talk about this black power, that. You don't talk about some Justin Timberlake. Man, get out the den, man. Get out the den. Justin Timberlake. Look, Justin Cole, but he ain't gonna never be the king of R&B.
Fuck Justin Timberlake.
Look, now Spin said something cool. He said, "Sucks the premise is the king because her is running it right now." And like her does do her thing. I feel like she's making R&B and like her. Have you seen her like? Anybody out there that watch NPR Tiny Desk?
Yeah,
my man General Giant said Justin is trash. I want to say the man trash.
With Timberland, he not trash. If he don't have Timberland producing his record, he trash. Yeah. But to Spin's point, yeah, and that's another thing too. You know, the king talk, right? We were talking about the king in the male field, but he's right. Think about all the if you want to go groups and all the women that have been putting out. First of all, one of the most consistent R&B singers of our time, and even early, is Monica, right? If you're gonna go based off longevity, Monica been doing this since she was 15, right? She could be considered a queen of R&B, right? Yeah. I forgot Mary. Why can't Mary be the king or the queen? I mean, it's a conversation that
I gotta ask. So as the elder on the show right now, my mother, Mamie Altar, I love you. Ma, who's the king of R&B? If you had to pull it, okay, McKinney said Mary J. Blige. Trying to see my mom going to respond. I'm gonna give it to the elder.
Mary J. is really.
Mary J. is cold.
Mary J. So here's the thing about Mary J. Blige. When you're talking about the ability to cross R&B and hip hop, that "Love Is All I Need" song with Method Man, I think it came out in 93, 94.
Yeah.
That was one of those songs where it was really okay to put a rapper on a beat, a rapper with a singer, and it sounded absolutely amazing. And Mary, in my opinion, Mary started that putting rappers on songs. And then she had the young Lil' Kim. I mean, Mary J. Blige is a pioneer, so you know the King talk I think has to be inclusive of folks like her, in my opinion. Yeah,
and you know what? Also, and keep in mind though, I think another reason why that song in particular resonates so well because it is in itself not a sample but a remake of the classic "You're All I Need" with Marvin Gaye and is it? Somebody said 411 and My Life albums. Yeah, Mary J. Blige. She go down.
Mary definitely. She gotta be in that talk.
But you know, other people that are notable. They're not kings and queens yet of the game, but on the rise. SZA's dope. I'm definitely I like PJ Morton.
SZA gotta come out with more albums for me. Well, I can't really.
All right.
I can't really. I need more product.
So the elder has spoken. My mother said Anita Baker. And I got cats snapping in the background. The ladies are snapping in the background. Anita Baker definitely put out them hits. So we're not gonna argue with the elders. When the elders say Anita Baker, actually, Anita Baker is like the icon for all bougie black women. If you was bougie and black in the 80s, don't beat me, mama. Look, if you was a bougie black woman in the 80s or in the 90s, you definitely gonna say Anita. And the tribute to Anita early this year was great. So that was dope. I guess.
Yeah,
look,
Anita gotta be definitely one of them ones, man.
All right, someone said Felix Hyman. Gentlemen, what you doing about some Felix Hyman?
Felix Hyman, yeah, her run was cut short because she died early.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I understand that. I get that, but I would have liked to see more from her. You know, unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to really see her come through.
Got it. Last comment from my mother. She said Anita Baker was consistent, been at it for 20 years plus.
She's retired. She's been retired from music for a while, but
her sound is still there.
Her legacy has been solidified, and to be honest, she may not get enough respect from as an R&B legend because R&B really took a turn sound wise in the early 90s with the New Jack Swing. Your Teddy Riley's, your R. Kelly's, it took a different, more hip hop like sound. So I think that's why a lot of people are talking about true R&B.
As long as you mention Janet.
Oh yeah, Janet was trash.
Janet's a pop star.
We're not even gonna do that.
Janet's a pop star. She don't do R&B. Janet's a pop star.
But look, IG, we just closed out on IG. I forgot we had our time limit. We about to be out. IG said, look, y'all done. Like, it's been an hour. Look, Facebook, thank y'all for rocking with us, the McKinneys. Thank you, my mother. Shout out to General Giant and them on IG. Shout out to Hey Miss K on IG. True Scorpio. It's your boy J.D. Costa. Got my man Stephen Powell. You know what I'm saying? He was in the building inside the den. We out. I'm going to play the King of R&B for this time right now. And we'll let that ride out. Oh, they gonna know the voice when they hear it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let this Chris Brown ride out. Yeah, I mean, obviously, based on what everybody was saying, I said it was Chris. So, we're gonna give it to Chris.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna play. This was Jack Quees. Let me tell you something, Jack Quees. In order to be the King of R&B, my guy, you gotta come out with an original song. You just can't be stealing from folks.
Yeah, you the king of the hell.
Feelings on safety.
Yeah.
So I don't go.
Oh, we about to party.